Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Angry in the Middle. We have a lot to talk about today. Donald Trump, over the weekend and the past week, has decided that he is going to take on the entire world. Donald Trump is against everybody, it seems like, now. Except for like the 20 million deplorables that listen to Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones, and Donald Trump. Like they're all in their own little world now. And Donald Trump is now attacking Saturday Night Live, right? All of a sudden, if we have Donald Trump as president, satire and parody will probably become illegal. Executive actions, you know. Think about what, they're all nuts. Think about what Obama does with executive action. Holy crap, Donald Trump be like locking up every comic in the country. Holy fuck, Louis Black will be on the chain gang. Bill Maher will be probably sent to Guantanamo, you know what I mean? Saturday Night Live, Alex Baldwin, he's barely a comic, he's an actor, he's living his life as a comic, comic actor, but Alec Baldwin is genius as Donald Trump. China, he it's absolutely amazing. Saturday Night Live has nailed it the last 3 weeks in a row, right? The three different debates, the vice presidential debate, we got one more this week, and then Kate McKinnon. Holy crap. I think everyone out there is saying this is Kate McKinnon's year. Between Ghostbusters and Hillary Clinton, Kate McKinnon rules the world. Donald Trump is just scaring the crap out of us. It's like, holy crap, Hillary Clinton is conspiring with the banks to take over the world, to destroy America. The media wants to destroy America. Saturday Night Live wants to destroy America. We're going to make America hate again. Okay? Yeah, basically they're just promoting fear and hate, and that is basically his entire campaign at this point, because if he talks about anything else, oh, they might talk about me grabbing vagina. Ooh. So that's pretty much where we are. Donald Trump versus the world. It's kind of like a movie, but like, Michael Cera wouldn't play the role. Although we still might have Brandon Routh as a bad guy, a gay Superman would scare the crap out of Donald Trump, I think, at this point, and all of his supporters. Holy crap, Superman might have been gay? Whoo, thank goodness he's the Atom now. We can shrink him down to size. The Legends of Tomorrow. I'm actually getting ready to watch Supergirl. That's why I'm doing my thing here early, because I'm going to geek out Superman on TV. 10 times better. I'm sorry, DC and Warner Brothers, you've been fucking up the movies. The CW nailed it. Cheesy as hell, right? But that's Superman. He's supposed to be cheesy. And it's like, I need a cheesy Superman to survive a scary Ubermensch. This is basically, we're going to become the Third Reich under Donald Trump. I've never liked anyone that has ever used the Nazi Hitler analogy for any president, for any politician, for anyone ever. People from the right have called Obama Hitler. People from the left have called a lot of these other people. People talk too much, right? They talk too much. They never shut up. So there's a conspiracy. Everybody. You know why? Because everybody's out to get you, Donald Trump. We're all out to get you. I think that's like he's having nightmares, right? And he's waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning having his tweets. Oh my God, the whole world's against me. I have to attack Miss Universe. And I have to attack Kate McKinnon and Alec Baldwin. Holy crap. It's 3 a.m. It's like the 3 a.m. phone call for Donald Trump is, have you tweeted yet? God forbid if he gets a real 3 a.m. phone call, right? Like the Hillary Clinton 3 a.m. phone call. Who do you want answering the phone at 3 a.m. when the call comes in and Russia is doing crap? But Donald Trump is just like, I respect what they're doing because Putin is strong, so I'm going to let him do whatever he wants to do. Opie and Anthony, right. Does he hate Opie and Anthony, or did somebody just mention Opie and Anthony?
If, you thought the things on Opie and Anthony were inappropriate compared to what he said on the tapes.
You know what? What Donald Trump said on Opie and Anthony?
No, on the tapes.
Oh, what Opie and Anthony talked about the tapes? I haven't heard the Opie and Anthony takes. I haven't listened to. I've never been a huge Opie and Anthony fan. I'm a comedian. All my friends are on that show. No. But what's the Opie and Anthony thing?
Is it as bad as something you would hear on Opie and Anthony?
What Donald Trump said?
Yeah.
I would say it's comparable. But do we want Opie and Anthony to be our president? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't think Donald Trump said, and you know what? Donald Trump saying stuff on a bus did not affect me. Donald Trump sexually harassing women affected me. But just as much as they affected me when Bill Clinton did, I didn't like Bill Clinton. I never liked Bill Clinton. I'm not the hypocrite here. Was against Bill Clinton. I've never been a fan of Hillary Clinton. But Donald Trump, basically Bill Clinton, they denied when they finally got caught, like, oh shit, they got us, right? And
there you go. Look.
Donald Jr. was on Opie, Anthony, and Anthony talking about harassing women. Donald Jr., the young Donald, or what did he say? What did he say on the? I haven't heard these tapes out. Are these new tapes? I haven't heard these tapes yet. Oh my God, I'm a kid at a candy store. There's more crap about Trump. Because there's so much to talk about, right? 9 women, I think, have come out now every day, and that's as of Saturday. I think we've had more women since then. Talking about grabbing vagina on a bus is so minuscule to actually grabbing vagina on a plane. I think the grabbing the vagina on the plane kind of trumps, so to speak. Too easy for that one, right? Trumped up trickle-down economics. Yay, Hillary. The actually grabbing a vagina that Donald Trump has done is far worse than talking about it. You know what? I was okay with the locker room talk discussion. I don't know if I want that guy as my president, the guy who talks like that as my president, but I just know that there are idiots and assholes and morons in D.C. that have done just as bad or worse. We know of past senators and congressmen that have actually raped their interns and, blah, 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 blah. A lot of horrible shit has gone on unreported. Some of it has been reported. He was talking about we don't want them on the golf course. Oh, well, yeah, okay. So, because I imagine there's probably plenty of ways. He doesn't want to lose. I think the reason he doesn't want women on the golf course is because Donald Trump doesn't want to lose a round of golf, right? And he's going to lose his balls every time on a round of golf with some really good golf playing women. I'm just making shit up now. I have no idea. But, I think you're basically listing every single thing Donald Trump has ever said that is #deplorable. His supporters aren't the deplorable ones. It's Donald himself that is deplorable. It's Donald himself. And I really think it's dementia. I really honestly believe that Donald Trump is entering a phase of his life where he's totally losing his mental shit. Do you listen to Randy Rhoads? I don't even know who Randy Rhoads is. Is he like an Alex Jones type, or is he a comic? Who's Randy Rhoads? I have never heard of Randy Rhoads in my life. I'm sorry. I'm a comedian. I'm a performer. I spend more time babbling than listening. Unless I'm doing improv, then I try to listen so I can be a better improv comedian. But I don't know a lot of these people. I haven't listened to talk radio in a long time. I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity on the radio. Sean Hannity on TV has always been a nut job. But Sean Hannity on the radio back in the day was okay, not great. But I became a Yankees fan because when I moved to New York, I was listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I was really against I was a Republican in the 90s. I was a Republican in the 90s. I'm sorry. And I didn't stop being a Republican because most of the people telling me I shouldn't be a Republican were Democrats saying, all Republicans are racist. How can you be a Republican? I swear Monica Lewinsky said to my face, you're way too nice to be a Republican, because I was waiting tables at Clyde's in Georgetown, and 4 interns, I'm talking way too fast today, 4 interns from the White House came, and I waited tables on them, and I'm pretty sure one of them was Monica, and these 4 beautiful young ladies said, you're way too nice to be a Republican. To which I said, what the fuck is that? I didn't say that because I wanted a tip. I said, okay. When a beautiful woman says, you're way too nice to be a Republican, you just like, okay, tip me? Okay, so, but all these people, all my friends in the anti community that said, oh, there's no way, you're not a racist, how can you be a Republican? Because I hated the rhetoric, right? I hated the rhetoric that all Republicans were racist. Many of them are. Many Democrats are racist. There are a lot of racists out there. I think the Republican platform more reflects racism than the Democratic platform in general, overall. But the blanket statement has always made me angry. No, Randy is a liberal radio person. Oh, I don't like liberals any more than I like conservatives. I'm sorry. I'm angry in the middle. I hate Donald Trump. I don't love Hillary Clinton. Although I think Hillary Clinton may be the most qualified person to be president that has run ever. You know, I am totally on page with that. And I'm willing to look the other way on a lot of possible corruption. You know why? Because it's possible. I believe in the American system. Innocent until guilty, right? Innocent until proven guilty. The Clintons, you know, they're just genius politicians. If they are guilty, they've walked away from everything. And you can blame the system, you can blame them, or you can blame the fact that maybe all this shit that incredible right-wing folks say is not true, or it's an exaggeration of the truth. I mean, I believe there's not a single person in D.C. that isn't corrupt. And my feeling is, when you're saying, I'm going to send Donald Trump to fix the problem, he's the most corrupt person in the private sector in the last 100 years. So how is he says, oh, I know what's broken, I'm going to fix it. No, he's going to fix it more so that he can benefit, because his world is coming down. The whole world is coming down on him because one bad deal after another. The facade of his wonderful success is starting to topple. He's only worth 3.5 billion, 3.7, not 10, right? Holy crap, he's not worth what he thought he was worth. The Hillsters are the Trumpsters. They're both deplorable. Hillary and Donald Trump are equally deplorable when it comes to corruption. When it comes to state of mind, ready to deal with that 3 a.m. call, Hillary. When it comes to knowing shit that you need to know to be president, Hillary. There's, you know, there's a whole lot of things where and I'm not even saying, I mean, Trump may be worse than Hillary, Hillary may be worse than Trump. But, you know, let's move all the corruption and all the bullshit aside and all that stuff to the side, and then what's left? It's the easiest answer for any vote I've ever had to do. As much as I don't like Hillary Clinton, this is going to be the easiest vote. I voted for Bush twice, Obama twice, Ross Perot twice, and each time was like, I don't give a fuck. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Right? I mean, it was that much. Like, I really didn't care that much back then because I really didn't think, I'm voting for Hillary. I'm voting for Hillary. If anybody is even still on the fence with Gary Johnson or Jill Stein, please go watch John Oliver's show from last night. I don't think anyone, you know, the problem with the media, it's not that they're far left, they're entertainment. And the news media, they don't really dig that deep. You know, the Lair reports, nobody watches. Like, the real news that really gets it right, nobody watches. So you have to go to the comedians. You have to go to The Daily Show. You have to go to John Oliver. I think John Oliver, like the best legal prosecutor of all time, made the case for Hillary Clinton. And if you watch that, and unless you're like completely deplorable, and the only thing that I will accept as an excuse for voting for Trump, the only thing, even though I disagree with you, the only thing, I always respect people's opinions, the only thing you can tell me as a reason for voting for Trump is because you really honestly believe we need that Supreme Court to be more conservative. I disagree with you, but I respect your belief. I respect that you're voting from your gut. You know what I mean? I think that's the only legitimate excuse that I could say, I'll give you that. I disagree. I don't think that we need the Supreme Court to be this crazy right-wing nutjob conservative, which I think it will be with Donald Trump and this Congress. I think Hillary and this Congress, or second Hillary wins in 3 weeks from tomorrow, they fast-track the guy that Obama put up because he's pretty moderate. But I honestly believe the way Paul Ryan is, John Oliver is a genius. And sometimes, you know, it took a British man to play Martin Luther King. Sometimes it takes a British man or somebody else from outside the country to come in and say, take your head out of your ass, America. Let's really look at what the fuck's going on, right? Let's really look at what's going on. Let's take away all the partisan bullshit. Take away all the bullshit and listen to the Donald Trump from the last week and just isolate everything. Not the clips. Don't take one shitty little clip and play it all morning on Morning Joe and try to convince, the liberals that, yeah, Donald Trump is evil. No, sit down and listen to his entire speech around lunchtime on Thursday and tell me that you still think Donald Trump should be our president. They can't have the Supreme Court and let us set us back. Yeah, and I agree with you. I have way too many friends that are gay. I have many friends that happen to be women, and I think they're all totally fucked if the RNC gets to choose the next Supreme Court judge. That's my personal belief, and I'm not crazy liberal. I just think we need to swing the pendulum a little bit to the left because the right has been batshit crazy for way too long. I'm sorry. I still consider myself, heart of hearts, to be a political, conservative, centrist Republican. People say I'm a libertarian, but fuck libertarianism. You know the problem with libertarians? The problem with the Republican Party is that the libertarians gave up on the crazy, social conservatives, and they splintered, and now you have, like a 3/4 of a party and a quarter of a party, and both are worthless. Together, they can almost get shit done as a political conservative machine to keep the spending in check, right? We need conservative balance. We don't need social right-wing conservative nut jobs. And I am not, if you're religious and you're Christian, believe what you believe. I just think, and I'm Catholic, I'm not a big fan of abortion, but I am pro-choice, because who am I to tell her what to do? I don't like cock. I'm a straight man, but who am I to tell him who to suck? And I'm being a little vulgar, but I'm sorry. We're way too Nancy-pansy about this shit. And the people that are, being vulgar are the extreme left and right. I'm vulgar in the middle now because I'm so goddamn tired of the extreme left and right. Because the left side preaches just as much, right? People on the left side. And you know why I'm voting for Hillary? I said this last night. Hillary, there's this whole thing over the weekend. Environmentalist nutjob came to Hillary and said, we can only vote for you. We can only vote for you if you promise to never take more fossil fuel out of the ground. I just want shit that makes sense regardless of party. Cock is okay. Yeah. I'm okay with cock. Cock. I'm going to cock my bathtub. That sounds horrible. Yeah, and you know what? Not everything's going to make sense to everybody. We don't need everything to make sense to everybody. We don't need to please everybody. You try to please everybody, you please no one. That's what's going on in D.C. right now. They're pleasing nobody because they're not doing shit. Because both parties are trying to please everybody to win, and they're pleasing nobody, right? Let's remind people how the world works. If you're a single issue voter and you're on the fringe, we need you to keep fighting. We need you on both ends. We need conservatives to keep fighting for less spending. We need environmental wackos to keep fighting for global warming. Not that you're wacko if you believe in global warming. No. But the people that are like, I'm gonna lock myself to this fence unless you close this nuclear factory. I don't like those people, but we need them. We need extremists because they force the conversation, but then, the other 80% of us, there's 10% on either side, they're just batshit crazy. The other 80% of us, slightly left, slightly right, which I believe is the majority of this country, real men don't support a-holes. That's true. I don't support a-holes. My A-port has zero support. Right? So, but both sides, the liberals are blaming the conservatives are blaming the liberals, everybody's hating each other. Shut the fuck up and come together. Let's have a massive orgy hug fest. You don't have to whip it out. I'm just saying, hug people and come together and realize, okay, we do need the extremists. Not the ones that burn shit and blow shit up in North Carolina, right? Or shoot people. Those are criminals. Those aren't extremists. Those are criminals. We need the passionate people that believe for gun control. We need the passionate people that believe in the Second Amendment because it keeps the argument going. We need the argument. But more often, the thing that hasn't happened in a long time, we need to come together and compromise in the middle. That's been the beauty of democracy in this country. If you want fascism, you want your way and nothing but your way, you can go, I don't know where that happens. You can go back to 1940s Italy. You can go back to 1930s Germany. I'm sorry. If you really want that, just get the fuck out. If that's what you really want, get the fuck out of our country. Because I think there are people on both the left and the right that just need to get the fuck out. Or start playing ball. Come to the table. I'm not saying you have to leave, but I would rather, I know people that are in my neighborhood that are probably illegal aliens and they're great people. And I'd rather them stay. You know, Ted Cruz can get the fuck out of this country. And that's an extreme. But I don't really mean that. I'm a comedian, so I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating for comic effect. Donald Trump can get the fuck out. He's got golf courses in Scotland. He doesn't need to be here. Like, he can go anywhere he wants, and he can go to Jonestown and drink the fucking Kool-Aid like they all are. You know, and I used to feel the same way about a lot of liberals in the 90s. And now, you know, right now it's the Democrats that are playing left of center, not far left. In the 90s, until Bill Clinton brought everybody back to the center because they realized, oh shit, we went too far left and they voted us all out of the Congress. We lost Congress like for the first time in 40 years because we got a little too crazy on the left. We lost Congress, right? I personally believe a liberal Congress with a conservative president always works best. Liberals come up with better ideas. A conservative will help keep it in check. A liberal president, but a conservative president with this nut job, extreme right wing, this isn't conservatism, I'm sorry. This is fascism that happens to be based on Christianity, a horrible version of Christianity. Christianity is supposed to be love thy neighbor. Do unto others as you want them to do to you.
Trump's mouth, anything.
Yeah, and Trump is like the least religious person in this country. His only religion is the ability to do whatever the fuck he wants. He is the Church of Trump. And the Church of Trump. Oh, hail ye Donald Trump. Please save us from the horrors of liberalism. They just want us to like love black people and gays and Mexicans and Muslims. Hell no, we won't flow. I'm just really on a roll now. The Church of Trump. Come, people, come celebrate. The cat is now knocking my tripod. Hello, all hail Donald Trump, the new Messiah.
What?
More and more, you know, if you ever watch the, I think it's Omen 4, where Damien is an adult, and like, it's Sam Neill, right? And, yeah, build a wall around, Donald Trump builds a lot of walls. He just needs to stay in Trump Tower. Nobody wants him. Nobody gives a shit about him outside of Trump Tower. I mean, there's about 20,000 people in every state, and they all show up to his rallies, so he thinks the world loves him. But you know what? That's enough people. Like, there's 20 million people. It's Rush Limbaugh's audience. There's 20 million people out there that love extreme right-wing media. And they keep bitching and moaning about the liberal media. I'm sorry. The liberal media, yeah, they lean left, and they're certainly for Hillary now, because they hate a lot of the shit going down. Saddens me that the smarter daughter is too scared to stand up to him. Yeah, well, the one daughter seems a little wacko. I don't know. Like, Ivana is this, I don't know. Is it Sarah's the other one, right? But the one who didn't want to kiss him at the last debate, she seems like, maybe she's just a party girl. If anything, like, she seems the one, like, she just give a fuck about daddy. Gives a fuck about all the politics. Huh?
She's an Ivy League.
Ivana?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivana, I would vote for Ivana. Ivana should be president. Ivana, mayor, governor, whatever. But here's an idea. Maybe run for Senate or governor or something. Yeah, Ivana's genius. Ivana's great. The other one, just like the biggest flake ever. Really giving blondes a bad name. But they balance each other out. Like between Ivana and her sister, they're like two normal, you know, relatively intelligent people. Ivana seems with it. She's smart. Very, very intelligent, very, very knowledgeable. If only her father had half a clue, like had half the knowledge that Ivana had, he'd probably be okay as a president. He neglected her until now, yeah. You know, he brought her onto his show, right? I think he was like, she became one of the boardroom people on the TV show. So she's had some experience in the public eye now. Yeah, I mean, it's really gotten to that point where, you know, I've been anti-Trump now for about a year. And it was really funny in the spring. It stopped being funny in the summer. And now it's downright scary. And like I said, I have never been one to ever say, holy crap, this country's going to fall apart in McCain or Romney or Bush or Clinton or John Kerry. There were many people, like, I'd flip a coin last minute for a lot of people. But this is the first time I have ever, and again, I'm as centrist as it gets. And as I had a conversation with people on here when I did my Facebook post yesterday, a Facebook video, I was on like for 2 hours, and it was just a whole bunch of us saying, yeah, we're all in the middle, and all of our right-wing friends think we're liberal, and all of our liberal friends, left-wing friends think we're conservative. And I'm like, I'm not idealistic at all. Common sense is a beautiful thing. What is common sense to me isn't going to be common sense to everybody. At some point, we all have to come around, but we need to have people that stop on both sides. They legislate to keep power. So in order to keep power, they got to keep from being primaried, right? They got to keep from the crazy rights, getting rid of them. They got to keep the crazy lefts from getting rid of them. I mean, how Hillary survived the crazy left of Bernie people, well, we know why, because the DNC had it in for her. But you know what? Hey, if Bernie Sanders was the nominee right now, would this be a contest? I mean, as socialist or left wing that Bernie Sanders is, would this be a contest right now? The only reason this is a contest is because there's a predetermined hatred for Hillary and the Clintons by so many in the Republican Party. They basically destroyed the Republican Party in the 90s. Newt Gingrich every other day. Oh, Donald Trump, you can't. But Newt Gingrich probably hates the Clintons, right? Newt Gingrich and the new contract with America and all that stuff. And it's a fucked up game, yeah. And I understand. I understand all the anger. I know why you want Trump to be your hero. But man, you're a fucking moron for thinking Trump's going to be your hero. I'm sorry. You're not a moron for being conservative. You're not a moron for being a Christian. You're not a moron for anything else. And you might be incredibly intelligent Ivy Leaguer that has had a bad run of it for 10 years. And Trump is like your savior. You know, you're blinded by hate and fear, and which makes you ignorant. And there are a lot of smart people I love and respect that are drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, Donald Trump is not your hero. Donald Trump is like your antichrist. He's like the false hero. He's not even the anti-hero. We could deal with Hillary. Hillary is like probably the greatest female anti-hero in political history, right? Far from perfect. Oh, far from perfect as a person. But when it's time to get shit done, she steps up. Probably more than Obama ever did. She's just playing the game. Yeah, she's playing the game. And everything that they've accused her of doing, show me somebody in D.C. God, show me somebody in Albany. Show me somebody in Chicago. Show me somebody that hasn't been accused of this shit. And I'll show you somebody who hasn't lasted very long in politics. When people started attacking her cankles. Oh, so now they're attacking Hillary's cankles?
Well, it started like a year ago.
Oh, really? She has cankles?
Apparently.
How could she have cankles? She's not. No.
She has cankles, though. I'm not kidding.
I mean, she's 68 years old. If she doesn't have cankles.
I saw a tweet attacking her cankles.
Wow, her cankles. She's tinkling her cankles.
Over a year ago, I saw tweets about her cankles.
People, let's stop tweeting bullshit. Let's stop saying bullshit from both sides. You're not a moron because you want your gun. You're not a moron because you want to take away their gun. You're passionate. You're passionate. But let's all take a breath, take a step back, take 2 seconds to see, imagine why that person believes what they believe. I'm not saying you got to cross the line. I'm saying you take 2 seconds and imagine, why would somebody else believe something different than you? And then take another second and say, if I gave up 10% of my belief, I'm not saying you have to go back on your Christianity. I'm not saying you have to go back on your belief of this or that or this or that. Can you imagine what the what the GOP, the RNC, can you imagine what the Republicans could accomplish if they let go of abortion? Their need, and there's a few issues like that, they could go in and fix the budget. The fiscal conservatives could probably go in and fix the budget and lead, because there's a lot of good of them, a lot of good ones out there, if they gave up. And I'm not saying get rid of your beliefs. I'm not saying go have an abortion because you should have an abortion. I'm not saying be pro-abortion. But think about it. If you let go of the abortion thing a little bit, if you let go of the amnesty thing a little bit, like came to the table and found common ground, right? Marco Rubio and those guys, the Gang of Eight, right? If they had actually passed the immigration reform on the table, it's not what you wanted. It's not what I wanted. It's not what they wanted. It's not what he wanted, she wanted, he wanted. But it was somewhere in the middle, and it was a step forward. It was a chance to say, look, oh my God, remember that time when we used to talk and we used to kind of compromise once in a while so we can get shit done in D.C.? The answer to getting shit done in D.C. is not sending a nuclear bomb named Donald Trump. The answer to getting shit done in D.C. is coming back to the table and compromising a little bit and not threatening to fire every single congressman because maybe they didn't worry about your bullshit extremism for 2 seconds. Maybe for 2 seconds they tried to govern. They tried to lead. Instead of being held hostage by about 10 million shitheads on either side of the aisle. 10 million shitheads on the left, 10 million shitheads on the right. Maybe if those 10 million shitheads shut the fuck up on either side, Democrats could stop saying, all Republicans are racist. No, they're only bowing down to the racist bullshit 10 million on the far right. All Democrats want to take your guns away. No, they don't. All Democrats want to kill babies before they're born. No, they don't. Tell me any statement from either side, and I'll say, it's not true. Are there